how much money do you actually need to have in order to make trading a full-time job? Is it as simple as putting in a trade every day and then going to sleep and waking up $50,000 in profit? Or are you going to have $100,000 every day? Are you going to have a Lamborghini in a year? Are you going to be able to go on these extravagant shopping sprees and load your Instagram up with exquisite and exotic vacations and art? These are all of the images and illustrations that is meant to sell you the trader's dream. So is this a reality? And if it is, what do you need in order to make it a reality? That's what we'll be going over in today's video. Actually, not just going over, we're actually going to be deep diving into all of that, in those details in today's video. We're going to be breaking down some of the top traders in the world, or some of the top social media traders in the world that you all may be familiar with. And God willing, by the end of today's video, you all will have an accurate depiction of what it means to be a trader and exactly what you need in order to be successful and what you can expect from it. So I need y'all to lock it in, fellas and ladies. I need y'all to grab your water, grab your hot water. It's hot where I'm at, so I got my water right here. I need y'all to grab your coffee. I need you to grab your wine, whatever you need. I need y'all to lock it in. Let's go ahead and get started. So in order to dive into that, we first need to understand what are the expectations of a trader. I think that's one of the major first misconceptions. See, in society, as a matter of fact, this is what I was reminded of. I was on Facebook this morning and I saw this. We're in society, we're told in school, everything we do in society, we're told that the smarter you are, the higher grades you get in school, the better you do in life. That cannot be any further from the truth. And definitely so when you get into high performance athletes, high performance sports, and high performance activities. You're actually not going to be making 80, 90%, passing your test with A+. That's not where the real world works. The way that the real world works is, perfect example here with Mr. LeBron James. Hats off to Mr. King James. He is 1,326 points away from being in the top three. I think he's in the top three right now, but from being the number one scorer of all time. I have right here, he's number two right now. It says here that LeBron James has an all-time total of 3,762 points. But what I want you to look at the field goal percentage. For those of y'all who don't know basketball, the field goal percentage means out of the number of shots that he takes, what is the probability that he makes that shot, or how many shots has he made when you compare it to how many he's taken. So at a 50% field goal percentage, that means that right now, the number two best scorer out of all time NBA stats, Mr. LeBron James, is only making 50% of the shots he puts up. Only 50%, but he's 37,000 points deep. The number one scorer of all time is only making approximately 56% of his shots. Only 56%. Let's take a look at a couple more. A couple games ago, before playoffs got started, Stephen Curry, I think broke some kind of record. Not that, man. Don't roast me in the chat, man. But Stephen Curry broke some kind of record with the highest number of threes ever made in history. And here, Stephen Curry, number 47 on the all-time scorers list. And look at his percentage. He's made a total of about 20,000 points, but look at his field goal percentage, 47.3%. So the top scorers, Kobe Bryant, all of these top-notch MVP Hall of Fame level players, they are not batting a 90, 99, 100% like we are in school, because high-performance activities, high-performance sports, they're absolutely not based on hitting every single shot. That's just not how it works. Based on the theory of probability, you're not going to hit every shot. So this leads us into what trading is. You don't have to be smart to trade the markets. You don't have to be an A+ student to trade the markets. What you need to be is disciplined, and have control over your emotions to trade the market. So as a trader, we're not expected to make 80, 90% of the trades we take. The majority of professional traders are only making 30 to 50% of the trades they're taking, which means that if you take 10 trades, 3 of them are going to be winners, and more than likely 7 of them are going to be losses. So how does that work? How can you be profitable, batting a 30 or 40 or 50% average? Well, we see that the NBA players are doing it, but here's how it works in trading. What you're going to do, and then this is going to take us into how much you actually need to have a decent life and be a full-time trader, trading the market. And we're going to look at my results as well. So risk management and trading, all right, that's what we're going to talk about now. You take the total amount of capital that you have, right? I'm going to give you a lesson on R unit. Take the total amount of capital that you have. Let's say that we have $100,000 in the market. You take the total amount of capital that you have and you divide it by 50, okay? 50. What this is akin to when they have the All-Star game and they have those shooting contests. I think you get like 5 balls in each of the corners. It's a total of like 20 to 25 balls. And they take how many shots you make out of out of the total amount of balls that you have. Same goes for trading. What you do is you divide your capital up into ideally 50 opportunities of 50 shots. This means that you're going to be trading the same exact system 50 different times, okay? So you take your capital, you divide it by 50. This is the professional standard of the industry. Some people even say that you can divide it into 20 or 30 based on the central limit theorem. That's for a whole nother video. There's a lot of math behind trading, but I'm not going to give you that today. So you take your capital, you divide it by 50. And what you do is every single trade that you put in, you're going to put, this is what's called your R unit. So it's capital divided by shots. And your R unit for 100,000, I think is what, like $20,000 per trade? No, it is $2,000 per trade. So $2,000 per trade right here. This means that in order for you to lose this $100,000, you will have to miss or not make any money 50 times in a row. Now, that's going to also depend on what your system is like, how well you're working with your system. I have my system. I know that this 50 opportunities is more than enough for my system to handle any drawdown, whatever. But your $2,000 is going to be what's called your R, or your R unit. That means that every trade you put in, you're going to be risking $2,000. And I'm gonna leave it right there. There's much more to it, much more to it. If you're interested in learning that, contact me with the links in the description below. But we're gonna go ahead and move on. So $2,000 per trade, an example of a $100,000 account. Now, if out of these 50 shots that we put up, let me my calculator out of these 50 shots that we put up, or out of these 50 trades we put into the market, if we are making, let's say 40% of the shots, if we're making 40% of every shot that we take, that means that out of 50 shots, we're only making 20 of them. But every time you put your trade in, you're at least going to be making your risk. All right, this is what's called the risk to reward ratio. So if you're making 3 times your risk and you make 20 of them, that means you're making $6,000 per trade. It's 2,000 times 3, and you multiply it times 20. That is $120,000 in profit. But you only made 20, so you also lost 30 trades. 50 minus 20 is 30. So 30 trades, losing 30 times 2 is $60,000. That means that you're keeping $120,000 minus $60,000. You're profitable $60,000 after taking 50 trades and only making 20 of those trades. That is how athletes, even though they have a very low shot hit percentage or field goal percentage, they're still making thousands of points. Same thing in the market. We're professional athletes in the control of our emotions and in the financial markets. That's what we are as professional traders. So you see right there, Risk to reward is key. And now I'm gonna show you this as well. I'm not sure how in tune you all are with the social media world, but I'm gonna show you this. This is an Instagram page called, I'm gonna take this off now. This is an Instagram page called Currency Geek. Currency Geek is run by big time trader Q Banks. Q Banks runs with a couple of the people there in Miami, Drew Wise Banks, Anthony, Lamba Raul, FX Alex G. All of these are some of the top social media traders that everybody's looking at when they get into the trading world. Currency Geek is his page where he dedicates it strictly to showing his profits. All right, he stopped posting his profits on his main channel. I mean, because showing your money. That's not really doing anything for teaching somebody how to trade. It's more about having receipts. So you see his Ferrari Pista, you see his lavish lifestyle, you see the Richard Milles. That's what's on his regular social media account. This is where he shows just his profits. And I want you to take a look at this. This was a $100,000 day. I don't have the date. I think it's like April 26th, something like that. Because I caught same trades this day, but I didn't make 100K because my account was smaller. So he says risk reward is key. And that is what I just showed you. The reason why he says risk reward is key is because if you look at what he has here, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trades taken in one day. Now remember this day because it was a big drop. I called it as well as some of my students called it. He took 10 trades in one day. Out of the 10 trades that he took, he's risking $4,000 to $5,000 per trade. This is his R unit. So that means he's probably working with $500,000 to $1 million account, probably even more. He's probably working with $1 million account. So if he's risking $5,000 per trade, let's see what his R unit is. 1 million divided by 5,000, 200. That means that he has to lose 200 times in a row to lose his trading account. Not possible. Any professional trader is not going to lose 200 times in a row. So his R unit is very, very, very small compared to his actual capital. So emotionally, he's not going to be challenged with all of this right here. Now, he took 10 trades that day. 2 of them hit 1R, a very small profit. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them were losses. Okay, 4 of them were losses. And then 3 of them, this is like a 2R trade right here, but 3 of them made up the majority of 10 trades. Let's see. He missed a shot. Out of 10 shots he took this day, April 26th, he only hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. That means he has a 60% win rate. 60% win rate is what Q Banks is working with on a day to make $100,000. But not even that, because these 2 right here, the 1, 2, and 3 were small wins. So this is a perfect example. And this is the reason why he says RR is key, risk to reward is key, because this is what you're working with. Now, how do you take this, understanding the R unit, and how do you translate it over into answering the question? How much money do you need to actually day trade? I'm gonna answer that question, then I'm gonna show you my results, and then I'm gonna let you go. So how much money do you actually need to day trade? We just looked at an example of Q Banks. He probably has like $1 million account. And we just look at an example of $100,000. Let's take that same math, and let's say you only have $2,000 to invest. $2,000 divided by 50 trades. That means every trade you put in is only worth $40. For you enter to your stop loss, you're only risking $40. So now if you're making 2 to 3 times that per trade, that means that you're making $80 to $120. Let's just say, to keep it simple, with a $40 R unit or risk per trade, you're only making on average $100 per trade. Now, $100 per trade is not a lot of money. That's not enough to live off of. All right. How much can you expect to make across time span of a week or a month? Well, since the win rate on most traders is pretty much right around that 50% mark, like professional athlete, I'm gonna show you here my official track record and show you what my system is doing and how we can use this to understand how much money you actually need and how will it be possible to make the kind of money, and what are some of the solutions. So give me a minute and let me let my Discord load up for you. Okay, and ran. So this right here is a Discord that I run with a few of my older mentorship students, but also teach here. Every trade that I call out is logged right here for everybody to take it, analyze. You know, I don't give financial advice, but I do share my analysis for the market. And what I see here or what you'll see here is my official track record. So at the end of every month, what I do is every single trade that I call in Trade Journal, every single trade that I call here, wins, losses, break evens, everything is tracked and logged. And at the end of every month, I give an official report. So what have I been doing, and how much can you expect to make when you get the right system, you get all the right ingredients? How much can you expect to be making on a weekly basis trading the market? Well, this is my February win-loss distribution of how many times I won and lost in February. And you see my total profit is 19.5 R. That's what we just talked about before. 19.5 R is what I made in February. So if you look here, if you take a closer look, you see every trade I won and lost is here. So you'll see I made plus 2.8 R, I made minus 1 R, and you'll see there's also losing streaks in here. So I lost 2 trades in a row right here, followed by 2 big trades, 2 big wins. I lost another 2 trades right here. I went on like a 4 losing streak here. I went on 3 losing streak here. Right? Here's another 1, 2, 3 losing streak here. So in February, there were times where I lost 2, 3, sometimes even 4 trades in a row. That is the reason why, risk management wise, you have to divide your capital by 50. You got to divide your capital by 50. Same thing with the NBA players. When you get the ball and you're a shooter, your job is to put it up. Doesn't matter if you make it or you miss it. Doesn't matter. Same thing with trading here. So this is my official track record for February. And what I did here is I have my wins and losses. Some of my biggest wins are shown here. I got the before, I got the afters, I got all of that right here showing you all of the biggest trades that I made. Now in March, I made 15.9 R. Here's the interesting part. In March, with the 15.9 R profit, most of those profits came in 1 week. The rest of that month was dry, absolutely dry. That's another reality of trading. There's so much that I could teach you about trading that's not going to be taught in this video. Maybe it'll be a series, but I'll tell you that's the realities of trading. Just as athletes have bad days, just as athletes have bad seasons. I saw a post, I think, where it says Jimmy Butler has never made a 40-point game in the regular season, but he's made 5 40-point games in playoffs, right? That's the reality of the trading. It could be you're off, it could be the market is off. This is the reason why you're not expected to win every single trade. But over the long run, 16 are positive for March. And then my official track record for April is here. In April, I made 13.9 R. Okay, so for these months, let's get our trusty calculator out again. For these months, we're going to see how many R units I made in 3 months. Okay, so we got 13.9 in April, 13.9 R in April. In March, I think it was like 15.9. All right, plus 15.9, and then in February I made 19.5. So plus 19.5. All in all, I'm sorry, that's not right. It was 29.5 R. Let's do it again. 13.9 for April, plus 15.9 for March, plus 19.5 for February. Over the time span of 3 months, and this is all proven track record. Wins, losses, and draws are called out for every one of my students to take and follow. Across 3 months, I profited a total of 49.3. Let's round up to 50 to be, no, let's keep it actual. I made 49.3 R, okay? Now, let's say this 49.3 R was traded on a $100,000 account. We already did the math at $2,000 per trade. That means you have to lose 50 times before you lose your account. $2,000 times 49 point R, 0.3 R equals $98,600 in 3 months of trading. $98,600 in 3 months of trading. Okay. Now that sounds wonderful, but I'm gonna give you the caveat here in a second. Let's take that same R unit, 49.3 R, and let's say we're only trading a $100 account. That means if we're giving ourselves 50 chances to mess up, our R unit is $2, we're only making $98 in those same 3 months of trading. Let's be a little bit more realistic. People, maybe you have $5,000 to put into the market. At $5,000, 49.3 times the R unit on $5,000 is $100 because you take 5,000 divided by 50, you get 100. So 100 times 49.3. Okay, big fella, I need you to reset. 100 times 49.3 equals $4,930 across 3 months. Now, this is the reality of trading. Okay, you're going to have, as you saw, as you can see from the track record, you're going to have, I think in March, there was a time period where I took 6 losses in a row. 6 losses in March. I'll show it to you here. Let's count them up. Y'all count it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 losses in a row right here. Right here we got 1, 2. Okay, this is a very small win, so we'll count it as a loss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 losses in a row. That's how the market is. That's how the market is. Given all of that, because I divided, or because you need to divide your capital into 50 opportunities, this still ended up being a profitable month. So how much money now do you need to live? Well, look at your expenses. Look at your expenses. $5,000 across 3 months is about $1,500 a month. Can you live on $1,500 a month? If your bills are $1,500 a month, you can fully trade. You can be a full-time trader with a $5,000 investment. You can. You can be a full-time trader with a $5,000 investment. If $1,500 enough is not enough, ask yourself, okay, I need, in order to maintain my lifestyle, let's say I need $3,000 a month. $3,000 a month, we just did the math there, you basically need about $10,000. You need about $10,000 to make $3,000 a month. $3,000 a month trading the way I trade, having the training that I had, having the skill set that I have. And it takes a minute to develop their skill set. So those are the realities of trading. Trading is not a thing where the smarter you are, the more money you make. Trading is not a thing where you're going to come in and you're going to make $100,000 in a day, every single day. That's not what trading is. Trading is a long game. The way you win at blackjack counting cards is that you have to divide your capital into about 100 to 200 hands, because there's a random distribution between your wins and your losses. So that's the realities of trading. You see Q Banks making $100,000 in a day. We already did the math. He's probably trading with $1 million account. Somewhere close to $1 million account. You see Lambo Raul buying $250,000 Richard Mills, $400,000 Richard Mills, 812 Superfast, STO. You see him with all of these cars, $2 million house. Okay, what size is his trading account? What size is his trading account? Because what you can also do is you can say, okay, well, I don't want to divide my capital by 50. I want to divide it by 10. Okay, I want to divide my capital by 10. Okay, so let's see. You get in $100,000 trade in your trading account. You're risking and you're giving yourself 10 opportunities. Well, each trade is going to be worth $10,000. You make one trade, you make $30,000. Post on social media. Look what I made today. Okay, but are you able to survive? With only 10 shots, are you able to survive a 4, 5, 6, 7 trade losing streak? Are you able to do that? I never hit a 10 losing streak, but what does happen is that when you start losing 4 or 5 times in a row, your mind tells you something is wrong. You want to reduce risk. or you get scared and you stop trading. Guess what? You lost $70,000 on a $100,000 investment. And that can happen in a day. That can happen. You see Q-Banks took 10 trades that day. You can lose your account in a day. It's all dependent on how many shots you want to take. So that is, I guess, the wrap up of this video. You all can let me know in the comment section below. Was this helpful? Did this answer the question? There's a lot more to this that I could go into, but this, I think, can get the ball rolling and get you thinking. How much money do you actually need to trade and be successful as a day trader? We're professional athletes like LeBron James with a 50% field goal percentage. If he puts up 100,000 shots, he's only making 50,000 of them. If he puts up 100 shots, he's only making 50 of them. That is his stats. That is his statistics as a professional Hall of Fame athlete. The same exact thing goes for trading. You're not making 80, 90% of your trades. You're only making 30 to 50, maybe 60 to 70 if you use scalping. You're only making 30 to really 50% of your trades. But as we saw, if you have $100,000 to invest, taking all of my trades, wins and losses, 6-7 losing streak included, you came out $98,000 profit in 3 months of trading with the losing streak. That's the reality of trade. All right. So I pray that y'all were able to get some kind of benefit from this. If y'all want to connect with me, social media is in the description below. If you're looking for mentorship, also DM me on Instagram. We can talk, see if you're a good fit. But watch this video as many times as you want. It is a longer video, but it is one of the best videos, or one of, I think, the cleanest video or the simplest video that answers a question, and that debunks the myths of trading. How much money do you need to trade full time? How much money can you expect to make trading full time? And all of that. Now keep in mind, in order to get these results that I got in 3 months, you have to be skilled. You have to learn. You have to practice controlling your emotions. You have to know what trades you put in, risk management, all of that. And that's what I teach. All right. This is Sensei Tubman signing off. I pray you have a blessed, productive, and peaceful day.